And there's another young guy named Justice Smith in the movie who's phenomenal. And I'm really excited. But, as I've gotten a little bit older, I sort of really, I'm lucky that I get to work in this industry, and particularly incredibly fortunate that I get to work in it this long. But
Ryan Reynolds, the face of Wrexham's fairytale, isn't just taking a step back. He's been ousted from ownership entirely. The shocking exit comes immediately following bombshell revelations about his wife, Blake Lively, and her alleged fabrications, tearing apart their meticulously crafted image. What was once a polished Hollywood success story has now imploded into a full-blown public disaster. This isn't merely a change of ownership, it's a spiraling catastrophe, exposing a tangled web of lies and manipulation that threatens to consume careers and reputations. Hold on to your seats, because the saga has officially exploded, revealing the kind of drama even Hollywood couldn't script, and it all began with an accusation on a movie set.
Interview his wife's love interest in a film. It's kind of crazy.
I don't remember seeing this on the schedule.
Dive in, shall we?
So about a month ago, this really hit home with me too. About a month ago, I was sitting in traffic and I was just like jamming These Dreams by heart. I was killing it in the car.
The controversy ignited when Blake Lively publicly claimed mistreatment on the set of It Ends With Us, pointing a direct finger at Justin Baldoni, who served as both lead actor and director. This wasn't just a minor disagreement, it was a deeply personal accusation that quickly escalated, turning a film production into a legal battleground. Blake's claims drew immediate attention, casting a dark shadow over the project and setting the stage for an explosive confrontation between the stars. The initial tension hinted at a deeper, more sinister narrative lurking beneath the surface, preparing for an inevitable clash.
And there was just this busload of high school kids that were parked right beside me. I didn't even realize. I looked over and everyone
Is how he communicated.
Okay, gotcha.
I think people tell themselves stories, and this sort of comes back to your worldview.
Justin Baldoni, supported by his studio and publicist, fired the first shocking salvo in this escalating feud. He initiated a lawsuit against the New York Times, which had initially reported Blake's allegations. This bold move wasn't just about defending his name. Justin alleged that the prestigious paper conspired with Blake to distort the narrative, meticulously selecting details while deliberately omitting crucial facts, painting him and his team as the villains in a carefully constructed tale. His legal team argued that evidence disproving Blake's version was ignored, and the article was published 2 hours early in a calculated attempt to control the story. But the legal firestorm didn't stop there. Justin then turned his focus directly toward Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, escalating the dispute into a full-blown Game of Thrones-level drama. His lawsuit didn't just target Blake for alleged fabrications, it implicated Ryan, transforming a personal dispute into a high-stakes legal battle involving accusations of conspiracy, public feuds reminiscent of celebrity rivalries, and mountains of leaked text messages. This move signaled a full-scale war, with Justin determined to expose the full truth behind the PR-driven narrative. Meanwhile, Blake Lively's approach was subtler, yet no less calculated. She filed a right-to-sue letter with the California Civil Rights Department, a strategic maneuver designed to bypass the usual, often messy discovery process of a public lawsuit. This move aimed to keep the details relatively private, controlling the flow of information and avoiding the intense public scrutiny that direct litigation would bring. It was a clear attempt to maintain a degree of secrecy while still advancing her claims, a shrewd play in a rapidly unfolding legal chess match. Now that more details, or at least leaks, are surfacing, Justin's legal team is hitting back hard, claiming Blake deliberately fabricated the threat of a lawsuit. Their argument suggests this wasn't about seeking justice, but a calculated move to inflate her own credibility and weaponize her public image. They contend Blake's main accusation, that Justin and his team wielded media influence to tarnish her reputation, was a smokescreen for her own manipulative tactics. The lines were blurring between victim and aggressor, raising serious questions about the authenticity of her initial claims. The battle intensified further with a dramatic exchange of text messages. Blake initially released her own texts, presenting them as concrete evidence of mistreatment. However, Justin's camp swiftly countered, arguing that those very texts had been meticulously manipulated. They alleged Blake had carefully curated and altered conversations, crafting a narrative designed to create the appearance of a coordinated smear campaign against her. This revelation transformed the evidence from a smoking gun into a deeply suspicious, potentially tampered piece of the puzzle. Justin's team didn't stop at merely questioning Blake's texts. They exposed internal messages that highlighted significant concerns within his own camp about Blake's PR team actively controlling the public narrative. One particularly telling text from Justin asked, "How can we prove we aren't behind this? It looks terrible." His colleague reassured him that Blake's PR team was driving a powerful spin, while another attempted to downplay the backlash as a reaction to Blake's own actions. These internal communications revealed a concerted effort to manage a rapidly unraveling crisis, exposing the high stakes of public perception. Justin's legal claims delved even deeper, alleging Blake twisted conversations to suit her meticulously crafted story. A chilling example emerged from a text exchange about an article titled, "Could Blake Lively be cancelled?" A team member had lightheartedly joked, "Wow, you really outdid yourself with this." Justin's lawyers assert Blake deliberately omitted key emojis and sarcastic cues, transforming a clear, lighthearted, even self-deprecating remark into something far more sinister and accusatory. This alleged manipulation demonstrated a calculated effort to manufacture a negative context where none truly existed, adding a new layer of deception. Beyond the legal filings and text message drama, reports indicate Blake wasn't merely acting in It Ends With Us. She allegedly sought full creative control. She reportedly pressured Justin Baldoni to allow her to rewrite and edit scenes, an extraordinary and unusual move for any actress, let alone a lead. This wasn't about minor script suggestions, it was an attempt to fundamentally reshape the film's artistic direction, asserting dominance over the director's vision. Her ambition on set was, by all accounts, far beyond typical actor involvement, setting the stage for significant creative clashes. Here's where the story takes an even more shocking twist. Ryan Reynolds wasn't merely lurking in the background. Sources from the set revealed that he actively rewrote multiple scenes himself. This is a move nearly unheard of for an actor on a project they are not directing or producing. A cast member reportedly confirmed Ryan made substantial changes to the script, asserting creative influence that transcended his role. With Blake allegedly calling the shots and Hollywood norms being tossed aside, the creative integrity of the film itself seemed to be under siege, with both Lively and Reynolds exerting unprecedented control. Whispers from the set painted a picture of constant chaos behind the camera, largely fueled by Blake and Ryan's involvement. Insiders claimed they were continuously tweaking dialogue and shifting scenes, creating an environment of perpetual flux and disruption. This wasn't about creative collaboration, it was about generating an unpredictable atmosphere that made consistent filmmaking incredibly challenging. The film's trajectory was allegedly thrown off course by these impromptu changes, highlighting a power dynamic that overrode traditional production protocols and created palpable tension among the crew. Blake Lively reportedly played her part like a master strategist, publicly praising Justin Baldoni as one of the best directors she'd ever worked with. Yet simultaneously, she was privately inventing narratives that other directors had stifled her input, creating a pretext for demanding more creative freedom. Justin, in an attempt to be accommodating and foster a collaborative environment, unfortunately granted her significant creative autonomy. This decision, intended to maintain peace, dramatically backfired, spiraling into a full-blown disaster where Blake completely reworked a key rooftop scene, fundamentally altering the film's narrative. The leverage Blake allegedly employed reached astounding levels, involving a global superstar. Justin's legal team claims Blake made it clear that both Ryan Reynolds and pop sensation Taylor Swift were huge fans of her script revisions. She reportedly invited Justin to her penthouse, where Ryan and Taylor were present, lavishly praising her edits and pressuring him to accept the changes. This star-studded endorsement was a strategic power play, designed to overwhelm Justin and force his hand into acquiescing to her creative demands. The implications of dragging such high-profile names into the dispute were immense. The pressure campaign didn't end there. After the penthouse meeting, Blake allegedly began calling herself a Jishi, boldly claiming she had dragons in the form of Ryan and Taylor who would always support her, no matter what. This wasn't casual name-dropping, it was a brazen assertion of influence, leveraging her Hollywood and music industry connections to reshape the project entirely. Blake was allegedly using the perceived power of her celebrity friends to intimidate and manipulate Justin, ensuring her vision and ultimately her control over the film would prevail without question. Justin Baldoni, in his repeated attempts to maintain peace and accommodate Blake's incessant demands, found his generosity backfiring dramatically. The more he gave in, the worse the situation reportedly became. Blake began questioning every directorial decision, creating a pervasive off-camera chaos that made consistent filmmaking nearly impossible. What began as a collaborative spirit quickly devolved into a one-sided power struggle, with Justin constantly conceding to Blake's alleged daily demands, leading to a film set fraught with tension and a complete erosion of the director's authority. The irony in this unfolding drama is incredibly sharp. At the very same time Blake Lively was accusing Justin Baldoni of harassment, she was allegedly texting him constantly. These messages, contrary to her public claims, were overwhelmingly positive, praising his work and requesting even more footage. Questions now emerge: if she genuinely felt harassed, why the persistent, even complimentary communication? Her alleged texts suggest a relationship far more collaborative than victimized, casting significant doubt on the sincerity of her later accusations. The disparity between her public claims and private interactions fueled suspicions of a fabricated narrative. Justin's legal team didn't merely speculate about Blake's contradictory behavior, they produced concrete evidence that became one of the biggest revelations. Blake had claimed Justin acted inappropriately during a supposedly silent scene, alleging he whispered to her, caressed a cheek, making her deeply uncomfortable. But Justin had an ace up his sleeve: the raw, unedited footage. The video reportedly shattered Blake's narrative, showing both actors fully immersed in character. In a stunning twist, the footage even revealed Blake herself had suggested improvising dialogue to enhance the scene romantically, directly contradicting her harassment claim. As the drama escalated, a new unexpected player found herself entangled. Taylor Swift, previously a close friend and confidante of Blake Lively, reportedly began distancing herself. Sources suggest Taylor realized she had become an unwitting pawn in Blake's ruthless industry chess game. A stark indication of this shift, Taylor reportedly didn't invite Blake to her Super Bowl party this year, a noticeable departure from previous years when close friends were always welcomed into her VIP suite. The once inseparable duo's dynamics had dramatically shifted, with Taylor seemingly attempting to escape the fallout. Inside sources from the Daily Mail reveal, Taylor Swift's recent decision to distance herself isn't personal, it's a strategic move to avoid the legal circus. Privately, however, Taylor is reportedly furious with Blake for exploiting her name, using her as one of her dragons. Even more eyebrow-raising, sources claim Taylor had no idea Justin Baldoni would be at Blake's apartment during a visit, leading to speculation Blake may have orchestrated the accidental bump-in. Taylor is allegedly furious about Blake dropping her name into situations where it didn't belong, including a shocking claim that Blake told a young actress Taylor personally cast her, which Taylor's camp swiftly denied. Amidst this legal and reputational storm, Ryan Reynolds faces his own challenges, playing out on the soccer pitch with Wrexham AFC. While fans celebrate Wrexham's meteoric rise to League One under Ryan and Rob McElhenney, new rumors suggest Ryan is part of a group looking to acquire the MLS's Vancouver Whitecaps, his hometown team, for a staggering £300 million. Fans worry Ryan might spread himself too thin, potentially slowing Wrexham's crucial promotion momentum. This massive investment raises questions about his full commitment, hinting that this could be more Hollywood spectacle than a practical, sustained commitment. The stakes for Ryan, Blake, and now even Taylor Swift have never been higher. If Justin Baldoni's $400 million lawsuit proceeds to trial, both Ryan and Taylor could be called as witnesses, dragging their pristine public images directly into the legal crosshairs. This would create unprecedented complications, forcing them to testify under oath about Blake's alleged manipulations and on-set chaos. The possibility of Hollywood's elite taking the stand transforms this saga into a real-life thriller, promising courtroom drama that could prove or disprove the wild rumors about Blake's off-camera behavior and reshape careers irrevocably. The tangled web spun by Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and the unexpected involvement of Taylor Swift continues to grow, exposing a dangerous intersection of celebrity influence, legal strategy, and public perception. Reputations, careers, and personal relationships hang precariously in the balance, with the previously pristine America sweetheart image now under intense scrutiny. As lawsuits, public opinion, and industry politics collide, this saga stands as a stark, cautionary tale of unchecked celebrity power run amok, leaving the world watching closely to see if any of these titans can survive the storm or if their entire narrative will collapse under the weight of their own ambition.